Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Before I start things off, I need to say a very large thank you to a very generous donator out there. I do not know who you are, but I do thank you very much for your donation. You know exactly who you are. I was actually really shocked. I don't check my things that often, and when I saw that there was a donation, I actually I was just very shocked. I don't want to tell you, I was kind of jumping around. But thank you very much. Not to spend too much time on that. Thank you very much. I hope you are having a absolutely wonderful day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. We have a lot to cover. Taiwan-based tech giant known as Asus has partnered with GPU mining platform known as Quantum Cloud to allow users to mine cryptocurrencies via their graphic cards. Multinational tech media Tech Radar reported on the 30th of November. According to the agreement, Asus graphic card owners will be able to mine cryptocurrency through Quantum Cloud software. This is not paid advertising, by the way, and withdraw earnings through PayPal or the Chinese app known as WeChat. The new partnership allows gamers to monetize idle GPUs when the units are not occupied by graphic consuming processes by mining cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. However, Quantum Cloud does not guarantee specific profits or outcome for users, stating that users have to consider usage costs on their own. According to the UK-based tech publication Hexis.net, the GPU mining startup claims to provide high standards of consumer data protection compliant with General Data Protection Regulations, or GDPR. Earlier in November, Asus teamed up with California-based semiconductor supplier AMD and other major tech companies to produce 8 new crypto mining rigs. Partners companies include Sapphire, ASRock, and MSI, among others. Just wanted to touch on this. I love the idea of normal people, if you will, being able to mine cryptocurrencies. Mining, even if we just focus on Bitcoin, has become incredibly difficult. So whenever there is an opportunity that people out there will be able to even get fractions of cryptocurrencies / Bitcoin, if you are in it for the long term, and you find yourself not really having the financial means to be able to dump tons of money into Bitcoin, if we're looking at the maybe 10-15 year price of Bitcoin and where exactly it could be beneficial to you in some way to be able to mine Bitcoin with your extra sorry, it's almost winter. Your extra GPU power. I just thought I'd touch on that. It's actually kind of interesting. But without further ado, let us move on. We have news once again from the OKEX people. We had news a couple of days ago. Rather, this is the third round of delistings that they're actually doing. We had news 4 weeks ago, something like that, that they were delisting, I think, 25 coins. A couple of days ago, I think they were delisting 49 pairings, and now they're doing another 38. So I'm just going to sweep over this. The Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency exchange known as OKEX announced a large-scale delisting of 38 digital currencies, or 4 trading pairs with low liquidity and trading volumes, according to the press release published on the company's website. Trading with the delisting tokens include, I'm not going to say those out, they actually have like an actual list. Users are advised to transfer those assets from the platform to their wallets before the 15th of December. It is worth noting that this is the third round of delistings carried out by OKEX this year. The exchange strives to weed out what they call junk coins that may be potentially harmful to customers. They said, "We will strictly monitor all listed projects and implement the delisting or hiding mechanism for substandard projects when necessary. Protecting the interests of our users is always the essence of our service. We appreciate your understanding, support, and cooperation in this case." End quote. The exchange feels responsible for creating and maintaining a strong ecosystem. To achieve this aim, OKEX regularly inspects listed coins and delists those that are no longer up to the task. It was October. They said goodbye to 42 coins and 58 trading pairs. So this is when you actually look on their website. This is the latest thing that they have listed. Some of these are the same that we kind of went over a couple of days ago, but I think a few of them are new. I don't really want to read through all of them. First Blood, Micro Money, Bread, I think was their last time, Caranet, Datum or Datum, Dent, District OX, Everex, Economy, which was relatively popular. I remember hearing a lot of people talk about it. I guess it wasn't that popular. Self-Key, Leverage, Maggie, Naga, Oaks, Quavalote, Raiden token was also there last time as well. One Root, Santiment, Show, Singular DT. Isn't that a TV provider? Singular DTV. Substratum, Travel, Block V, and World Core. So these are the other. If you happen to have, as I said in the last video as well, I'm not going to hyper repeat myself. If you have any of these coins, you have to take them off. It's not even a maybe if at this point. And please pay attention once again for the 3,000th time to pay attention to what you have your money in. Simply because a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges are delisting cryptocurrencies and trading pairs because these coins, while the rest of the market has done bad, these have done a lot worse. But let's move on. Try not to cough directly into the microphone. It's really weird. Like, I had tea. I guess it really didn't do that well. It's like raining and cold here. Anyway, next news story is Chinese cryptocurrency mining giant known as Bitmain released several price indices on the 30th of November, aiming to track the largest assets for both institutional and retail investors. The Bitmain Crypto Index, or the BCI, comprises real-time spot price reading, which refreshes every second, along with a daily reference price. The spot index covers the 17 largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. In a methodology overview, Bitmain said the product was developed to provide institutional and retail investors with a transparent, timely, methodology-based, and investable benchmark on the most active cryptocurrencies traded globally. They said the index is solely owned by Bitmain Tech Pte. Limited and is administered by Bitmain Index Operating Committee, or the BIOC, which will conduct regular review and engagement with external stakeholders for feedbacks to keep the index methodology as updated and representative as possible, end quote. BCI forms the latest branch out for Bitmain as the company undergoes a significant period in its history. As the largest Bitcoin mining participant, controversy around both the company and co-founder Jihan Wu has increased in recent weeks, due in part to the role of it in the Bitcoin Cash contentious hard fork. Not going to go into that. Bitmain also reportedly intends to hold an IPO in Hong Kong, but doubts remain as to whether such an event is likely to happen. Bitmain is incredibly large. We're not going to get into specifics. You guys know how much of the Bitcoin mining power they control. And I think what is happening now is that the space that we're entering into, I'm not sure if Bitmain has announced that they're trying to have some type of like a custody platform. What we're told is that all institutional investors care about right now is some type of an accurate price index and like a stable custody solution. So I don't know if Bitmain is trying to do like a custody solution for the people who are invested with them. But as the main or the largest crypto mining entity that we have on this earth right now, I can only assume that there are internal talks for them to try and make sure that they stay completely ahead of the game, and that they also are offering different products for people who are trying to get into the cryptocurrency space. Because what's going to end up happening is that a lot of people who are getting into cryptocurrencies, especially larger investors, they're looking for proper price indexes, or to see exactly what's going on with the prices of cryptocurrencies. They're looking for a stable metric, because we spoke about this in the last video and in the video before that. There are a lot of issues right now in the cryptocurrency space where a lot of people believe that things aren't being calculated properly. This is actually, if you search around for it, this is the actual price thing that they have. For those who are not looking at their screen, I get a lot of people telling me that they listen to me while they cook food and stuff like that. So hello to all of you. The coins that Bitmain actually has listed, and I think they're a very interesting choice of coins as well. It says that they're the top 17 or 16 coins that they were actually listing, but some of these aren't in correct order. Like, I think some of them are actually like number like 24 and 25 and stuff like that. Anyway, the point is they have obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, XRP, Tron, Dash, Zcash, Stellar Lumens, IOTA, Neo, Monero, Cardano, Omisego, and Icon. And this is why I said, like, first of all, they're not even in like the normal order that we would typically see them in, as far as like the number order from many other pricing websites. But I still think, at least for me, when people are looking for price indexes, or when they're looking for something to throw dollars into. I don't know that when they're looking for coins to invest in, these things are going to become very important. And this is why I said before, I think that only certain coins, I think that the coins that are going to go very far have already been chosen. I think the top 7, and I won't say the list out loud of the exact coins. I think there's at least 7 coins that are going to make it very, very, like, for the very long term. But you have to also appreciate when other investors are looking for price indexes and they see things with other coins that may not typically be in the top 10. This is usually typically a good sign for the long-term hold of that asset, as other people see that there's some type of validity in it. If Bitmain is completely gigantic and they are vouching for these other cryptocurrencies that may not be in the top 10, that is usually good for the long-term hold. But without further ado, let us move on. So this is a little bit of a backdrop. At the beginning of this year, when we had information that crypto was evil and all the governments around the world wanted to desperately regulate it, we had information that sometime in April there would be a meeting of world leaders and that they would discuss cryptocurrency regulations. When that meeting was over, nothing actually ended up happening. And I think the next meeting was supposed to be in July, as to when all these world leaders would come together and they would discuss anti-money laundering, blah, 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 so-and-so, cryptocurrencies, can't do this, can't do that. Apparently, something came out of that, and this was actually really weird because I think the market was also waiting in this summer as well for that event to actually take place, simply because we were told, if you remember, earlier this year, that July would be the defining moment when we would have like a worldwide crypto regulations. It was a very weird instance because the event actually came and went, the markets didn't move, and we actually didn't have any proper clarification from not even just the G20 countries. It was just in general, like we would have framework for cryptocurrencies as a worldwide thing. And now, apparently there was a recent G20 summit, and now it seems like we may have a bit more information as to exactly what's going to happen. It seems to me, after having read around, that this is a lot more concrete. And I don't know if it's just that the market, or rather people around the world, haven't properly woken up yet. But this seems like the clarity that a lot of major crypto investors may have been looking for. So without further ado, let's jump into it. It says G20 countries have agreed to regulate cryptocurrencies in line with the Financial Action Task Force, or the FATF standards, at the second session of the summit held in Buenos Aires in Argentina on Saturday. A joint declaration was officially signed by all G20 nations. This was reported by the Saudi Gazette. The document acknowledges that necessary reform is required given the blistering pace of the digitalization of the global economy. In relation to cryptocurrencies, or crypto assets, as they are referred to in the document, the G20 has agreed to a regulatory approach in line with the Financial Action Task Force standards. Section 25 of the official declaration reads, and I do quote, "We will regulate, my goodness, crypto assets for anti-money laundering and counterfeiting, the financing of terrorism, countering the financing of terrorism in line with the FATF standards, and we will consider other responses as needed." There's a pretty photo. In addition, the countries will work together and monitor the digitization of the global economy that's happening at a rapid pace. An excerpt from Rule or Section 26 reads as follows: "We will continue to work together to seek a consensus-based solution to address the impacts of the digitization of the economy on the international tax system, with an update in 2019 and a final report in 2020, end quote. Bitcoin has last reported that the U.S. has taken the first ever action against 2 Iranian ransomware facilitators. This happened last week. The U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control, or the OFAC, published 2 Bitcoin wallet addresses warning that cryptocurrencies, pretty much telling people not to send any money to those addresses, which is kind of weird. However, it is still doubtful that these measures will be successful in preventing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency transactions at the protocol level. In fact, Bitcoin was intentionally designed to be censorship resistant, borderless, and politically neutral form of money. Here's another pretty photo. Bobby Lee tweeted, he said, "I wonder if the G20 world leaders actually realize that they do face a real common enemy right now." He said, with Bitcoin soon turning 10, national governments are slowly but surely losing their monopoly and ability to issue fiat money. It's slow at first, but this revolution is irreversible. I said about a day or two ago, India appears. India has been we've been waiting for India to tell us exactly what's going to happen with cryptocurrencies in their country since the beginning of this year. They've backpedaled, I think, 4 or 5 times, saying that they were going to do it on a certain date. Then they did not do it on that date, and has led to a bunch of frustration not only in India, but also around the rest of the world, because India has a large population of people. And if these people are legally allowed to get into cryptocurrencies and therefore buy, sell, hold, and trade cryptocurrencies, it could be a huge catalyst in the future movements upward for the market. India appears to have spearheaded the initiative on Friday, presenting a 9-point list urging the G20 countries to combat what they call fugitive economic offenders, which also includes crypto assets such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. As the Hans India reported, the agenda was presented by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who called for the FATF to assign priority and establish international cooperation. This would ensure that member countries work closely and respective financial intelligence units share information required to track down offenders. They said FATF should be tasked to formulate a standard definition of fugitive economic offenders. FATF should also develop a set of commonly agreed and standardized procedures related to identification, extradition, and judicial proceedings for dealings with fugitive economic offenders, to provide guidance and assistance to G20 countries subject to their domestic law. Pretty much what that means is if someone does something wrong, they believe that the G20 countries should all band together and have a thing that if someone does something wrong in one country, you are legally able to be sent away to another country or to the country that you are being charged by from, where you're from, whoever wants to punish you the most. That's usually what it ends up coming down to. I still am unclear if India is going to do anything. We are now in December. Happy December, everyone. India has, if I'm not mistaken, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, they announced that they were going to give information on December. That was the time frame. I have a strong feeling they're going to try and push it back to next year. But the fact that they are trying to come down so hard on it is a little weird. Fugitive economic offenders, especially listing like direct crypto assets. This has usually been my not red flag, but when countries list specific assets, I think that's a bit weird. Like if you say cryptocurrencies in general, I got it. And anyway, the point is this happened. I guess I keep on assuming that the market needs certain things, or that the institutional investors need a type of bit of information to be able to make decisions as to when they're going to get into the cryptocurrency space, or when they're going to let other people know that they're in the cryptocurrency space. But I assume the update. What happened with a couple of other countries is that when they're making their laws for cryptocurrencies right now, nothing is like set in stone, which is something very weird that we really haven't seen before. So countries are making laws right now, but they're like almost like if you want to call them like living documents, kind of, wherein they can be changed not on a whim, but whatever is in writing can be changed to be able to make sure that they're adapting with the cryptocurrency space, because crypto is moving very fast, and I am glad that it is. It's moving a lot faster than countries actually care for. The way that we've lived, I mean, I'm not 1,000 years old, but the way that we've lived before is that things typically take entire generations to be able to move forward, and the fact that crypto moves very fast in just a year is something that worries many governments. So they're trying to make sure that this is why they say they're going to have an update and so on. So many other countries have also been announcing this, that when they do give cryptocurrency regulations, that at some point the document that they have it in, or the country's law, can also be changed. A couple of days ago, there was also news about Russia, which I didn't have in any video because it was slightly insignificant, but it kind of ties into this. The Russian government said that the rules that they had made on cryptocurrencies that they were going to release in their country have to once again be revised, because cryptocurrency laws and stuff like that have once again changed. Still really excited for the future, simply because at some point we're going to have tons of decentralized exchanges, and we're going to have a lot of different privacy layers on top of different cryptocurrencies. All exciting times ahead, at least for me. And to kind of finish things off, the market's not doing bad. When I woke up this morning, Bitcoin was around 39.50 or something like that. A lot of the coins are moving downward simply because Number one is moving downward. No real negative news. If you may or may not have noticed over the weekend, there was nothing really significant that was necessary for me to put into a video. It was a lot of stuff about like blockchain adoption, and this country's doing this, and this country had to talk with this person about this, and there was something else from Mr. What's his name, Nouriel Roubini, where he said he believes that, and this is what he says. He says he believes that the end of Bitcoin is nigh, or near for those who aren't native English speakers. And he says now is the time for everyone to sell before the, what is that? I can't tell what that symbol is, like a chicken or something. He says he thinks that the end is near for Bitcoin and everyone should sell before it's too late. Yeah, besides that, nothing else really in the news. We're also coming out of a weekend, and typically the crypto markets slow down a tiny bit because everyone, I guess, wants to have a bit of a break from the dramaticisms, is that a word, of the cryptocurrency market. Anyway, that is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Thank you once again, Mr. and or Mrs. Person donator. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Hope you all have a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. I do appreciate all of your support more than you could possibly begin to imagine. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.